Hello everyone! Today, I wanted to show you guys some concepts I have for Piggy's build mode. A few things before we start. First, you'll see my photoshopping skills come into play, but I'll warn you, I'm not that good, so bear with me. Secondly, I'm not a developer. Some concepts I have might be a bit too difficult to implement inside of build mode, and might never come, but hey, a man can dream. Thirdly, these are things I want. Doesn't mean everyone is going to want them. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to post them in the comments. And who knows, maybe I'll make a part 2 of this videos, and I'll use your guys' concepts and Photoshop them. And finally, these aren't in any specific order, so just because something is first doesn't mean it's like the thing I want the most, or like if it's last, it's not important as the others. Alright, enough yapping, let's get into it. So, most Roblox building systems have some sort of color wheel implemented into it. Well, Piggy is one of the only games that doesn't have a color wheel, and I really think a color wheel is just overdue. Like, come on, we only have like four shades of red and like two shades of orange. Like, just it's too restricting. So the idea is we're we're going to replace the already color palette with a color wheel. And under it, we're going to have a value, saturation, and hue inputs. And we can also add an RGB code, since Piggy likes to use that. Along with the color wheel, I think having a color palette screen would be great. It would work exactly how it does now, but you can add and remove colors, like colors you want. And if this was added, like just maps would look so much better, like more vibrant, scarier, unique, like etc. Like just I really want more colors. All right, first concept down. This next one is a bit outlandish, but here we go anyways. Right now, the patrol point is very basic. You place it down and every single bot and NPC is bound to that patrol point. And like they all work the exact same, with the exception with like Balat, if you add a scry. And that's fine, but I always wanted something a bit more. And that's when I thought of the patrol point maker. So basically, it works very similar to the NPC maker, only now it's for patrol points. You can create a new patrol point, and you can give it a name and whatnot, and then inside it, you can select what bots follows the path. So I would imagine, I didn't make a concept, but I would imagine there would be an extra like screen, like pop-up of every single bot and NPC, and next to their name there will be a checkbox. And if you select it, that means it'll be bound to that patrol point, if that makes sense. And you can select as many or as few as you want, or you can just select every single one if you want. That's fine. So for example, I can select it so Dakota and Scry follows this patrol, and every other bot follows a separate one. And under it, I think it would be cool if patrol points were linkable. Like, let's say if you activate a touch trigger that activates the patrol point, the bot will prioritize going over to that patrol point. So, like in the con and like we can configure it so if it prioritizes like going or like over chasing the player, like let's say it's supposed to prioritize going to the patrol point, but it spots a player. Like, does it chase it, or like do you make it so it still goes to that point, if that makes sense? And also, if it detects from anywhere, or like the bot has to be in like a specific range for it to like work. And like as an extra bonus, I think it would be cool if we could like color it. So, it isn't as confusing when you have like maybe three different patrol points around the map and they're all the same color. Now, in the events section, I'll add a new event called Custom Patrol Point. When you click it, a GUI will pop up asking which patrol point you would like to load. Once you load the one you like, each patrol point you place will have the patrol point configurations you set. So like a better solution in my opinion than just having each patrol point like with a configuration on top. So you don't have to manually do everything. And if we add this, like, just bot patrol would just be a lot smoother and custom, and like I feel like more advanced. Like I want more advanced stuff, if that makes sense. Like I really do. I want advanced things. So like, but I can't be the only one who wants this, right? Like if not for the complicated patrol point makers like stuff, at least make them so they're linkable, right? Like this is my most complicated one, but everything else will be simpler. So yeah, let's go. This next one is the speed block. It's straightforward. It's a linked block that like sets, decreases, or increases your speed. Now, like for example, a play if a player triggers it and it's set to 100 starts per second, they'll go extremely fast. Or like if, for example, the infected triggers a speed block and it goes 1 start per second, then they'll just not move. So yeah, this one's straightforward. It changes the speed. This will just be useful for mini games and like custom events. Like, and you don't have to make them fast. You can make them slow, you know. So yeah, and like we have a speed block, but it just sucks. We only have one speed, and like, and you have to like scale it. You have to be inside the speed block for it to work. It just sucks. All right, next one. This one works very similarly to the speed block we just covered, but instead of how fast the person walks, it changes how high they jump. So if it was set to 80 studs, they just jump to the clouds, or like if it's 0, it just removes the jumping entirely. However, adding onto it, I think it would be cool if we could trigger how fast you fall down. So there would be three settings: slow for like gliding, normal just like for the regular one, and fast for just instantly falling down. And a quick note, if these were to be added, I think it'd be cool if we could adjust the speed and jump for both players and infected, like straight from the game settings. Like I think that would be cool. So yeah, simple one, next one. So currently the only thing that affects your health bar is the kill block, but that's it. Like there's nothing else. Like if you die, you just die. I think a health modification block would just be amazing. Like you could set it. It would work similarly. That's a hard word to say. Uh, like the energy block, where it would increase, decrease, or set your health. And I would also add an extra setting where if damage taken is permanent or if it can heal itself over time. Like I feel like this is a pretty must feature for like most mini game maps. Like not having it is like just restricting. Hell, almost every game like ever has some sort of health mechanic. So for example, if you wanted to recreate doors in Piggy, like that's kind of hard because like you don't have a health system to really make doors in Piggy. And just like the speed and jump blocks, I think having like an extra option to set the health like in the game settings would just be neat. All right, let's move on to the next suggestion. How cool would it be if we had a third section along with the color and material where it changes the properties of things? So we only have like one transparent block and one no clip block, but with the properties section, everything that gets affected by color and decoration can also be affected by properties. So the three ones that I had in mind are collisions, where if you pass through the block or not, like shadows, if it casts any form of shadows, and transparency, like how transparent, how visible things are. And like the color wheel, I feel like this would just help with building and just quite a lot more, and plus it would just add some cool things to experiment with, you know? But anyways, let's head to the last concept. Okay, I think all of us can agree that the most time-consuming thing in build mode is making a wall design and having to build that exact same wall over and over and over again, like everywhere, draining hours of your life. I can feel the hours wasted. Like if we just had a copy and paste tool, like hours of our lives would be saved. Like just select the wall, then copy it, and then paste it to wherever you want. So, but I'd imagine it working like this. When you press the button, for PC players, you're able to select an area which you want to copy. And once you select the things you want to copy, you can click a button that says duplicate it, or duplicate, and well, it duplicates whatever you want it to copy. So if you want to copy a room that took 30 minutes and you wanted to build it 4 times, instead of taking 2 hours to build, you can just only take 31. Just, yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, that's all the things I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, and by the way, in only a few hours,
An hour.
the haunt event is coming out, at least for me. And with that, the new chapter of Piggy is coming out. So I'm really excited for that. Again, if you have any suggestions for like Piggy build mode as for concepts, like just put us a comment. I might read it. I don't read comments as much anymore, but I'll read the comments on this video. All right, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it and see ya.